Welcome back to Editors Roundtable, where we're asking the big question, why are global market observers still so bullish on India despite all the volatility globally? So let's look at a couple of viewpoints, right? Jeffrey says that India is the best equity story in the world with a 10-year view. Morgan Stanley's Rhythm Desai says India continues to be in the midst of an earnings upcycle, while Goldman Sachs' Sunil Kaul says that India remains one of the best compounding markets in the region. Now, the big play really is the demographic dividend in India. India is one of the most youngest populations in the world, right? In 2023, the median age in India was 28 years. In comparison, in 2023, the median age in China, for example, was 37 years. It was 45 in Western Europe and 49 in Japan. So a demographic dividend, of course, benefits a nation in a big way. But how long does it take? If you go back to China's demographic dividend that ended in the mid-2010s, China took full advantage of this 9 to 10% annual growth rate for 3 decades. So are we at a mature stage of the demographic dividend play for India or not? Where is young India really spending their money, right? You're seeing a surge in travel, tourism, airlines, delivery platforms, a surge in luxury cars, real estate market. Hence, you're seeing a lot of these stocks, whether it's Interglobe Aviation, Indian Hotels, United Spirits, Zomato, all hit fresh record highs this week. Stocks like M&M hit fresh record highs this week as well because SUVs have been doing very well. But the big question we're asking, when will India's demographic dividend peak and have we reached a mature stage? If you look at the recent statements from Dharmendra Pradhan, who is India's Minister of Education, he said that the demographic dividend will peak in 2041 and the demographic dividend is expected to persist all the way till 2055. In 2041, the share of the working age population is expected to hit 59%, which is the age of 20 to 59 years. Now, Pankaj, I wanted your thoughts on this. We were talking about how a demographic dividend play is fine, but is India really capitalizing on it? Your thoughts?
I certainly think we can do much better than that. If you look at any ecosystem, the two big drivers of growth are your labor force and second is your productivity gains, where the same people doing much more work. If you look at the Western world where the demographics have peaked, their US or Europe, their growth is largely driven by productivity gains. So whenever new technology happens, they get productivity gains and that is how they drive their growth. India, now that China's demographics have peaked last year, India is the only large economy in the world where we have a long tailwind of demographics. As you rightly said, our demographics, we have a long cycle of demographics. We have about 1 million people joining our labor force every month. So effectively, we are adding 10 million people to our labor force every year. And we are the largest supplier of labor to the world for the next 20-25 years. It's very important. Any country which has gone through this huge demographic transitions, has transitioned that economy from a low-income or a middle-income economy to a high-income economy, provided you reap those benefits and not fritter away those demographic dividends. You have to make the most of it because demographic tailwind is not everlasting. Some point of time, as you rightly said, we'll peak out in 2025, 2055.
But do you think India is capitalizing on the demographic dividend, A? And from a stock market angle, how much more do you think we can play this?
So one, I think we are still not fully capitalizing on our demographic dividend because we are still not generating enough number of jobs in relation to the number of people who are joining our labor force. I mean, we need to add 30,000, we need to create 30,000 jobs every day, including Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, it doesn't matter because demographics don't look at weekends, okay? Because people are born, you have people being born on Saturdays and Sundays. So people who were born 20 years back, they are turning a day older every day. So every day we have 30,000 people joining a labor force. You have to create 30,000 jobs. We are not creating that number of jobs. Okay. Secondly, we have to move these people from low productivity, low income jobs to higher jobs. One of the biggest challenge facing India is we have to manage the transition from rural to urban. We want more people coming to urban areas. We want people moving from agriculture. We have a large part of India's population which is into agriculture. Agriculture, because of lack of mechanization in India, is low yielding and low income generating. We need to migrate these people to manufacturing and services, where revenue generation or their contribution to growth or productivity will be much higher. So not only we need to create more jobs, but we need to create more skilled jobs where we can migrate these people. It is going to be it's going to be one of the biggest economic miracle if we can pull this off. And it's very important that we make the most of it.
Correct, correct. Okay, that's something to think about, right, over the weekend. So, guys, Saturday and Sunday also, remember that.
Saturday, Sunday should be working.
Yeah, because babies are born on Saturday and Sunday.
Productivity will go up.
I'll help the consumption.
You guys work on Saturday and Sunday, we'll consume.
And I have gone ahead and I've upped my SIP as well because I want to play the investment. Sonia mentions it a lot in her post that, you up your SIP. So this week I've gone ahead and upped my SIP. So I'm participating on that front.
Power of compounding. All right. Thank you, Pankaj, for joining us. It was really a pleasure listening to you, and have a great weekend. And you
Thank you
folks
so
as well, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back with you bright and early on Monday morning.